Number 3. We've got a few special guests in our audience today, and I get the honors of welcoming the Filipino community to City Hall. All right. It is Filipino American History Month, and we have a strong, vibrant, may not be that large, but it's growing, Filipino community in San Antonio. So I'd like to ask them to come up. You know Nicolette, you know many of the members of our community. They'll be speaking here in just a minute, but let me start by reading a proclamation. Whereas during the month of October, the city of San Antonio, alongside our sister city of Baguio, will observe Filipino American History Month to celebrate the rich history and contributions of Filipino Americans for the many ways they've enriched our society. And whereas Filipino Americans make up one of the largest Asian American ethnic groups in the United States today, and the celebration recalls the earliest arrival of Filipinos at Morro Bay, California, in the 16th century, before the founding of our nation in 1776. And whereas in October we commemorate the more than 260,000 Filipino and Filipino Americans who answered the call to action and bravely served and sacrificed under the American flag during World War II. Today, over 25,000 Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders honor this legacy, proudly serving in our armed forces. Whereas for the 2023 theme, the Filipino American National Historical Society has chosen 1898, recognizing 125 years of Philippine American history, in recognition of the signing of the Treaty of Paris by Spain and the United States, which led to the U.S. annexation of the Philippines and created an access route to America for Filipino nationals. And whereas the celebration commemorates the legacy of trailblazing Filipino Americans like civil rights leader Larry Itulong, who for over 2 decades led in hard-fought battles for those without a voice, joining forces with Cesar Chavez to successfully advance farm workers' rights and social justice for the Filipino farm labor movement, and co-founded the United Farm Workers Union. And whereas during the month of October, the city of San Antonio proudly reflects on the major historical contributions of Filipino Americans that have paved the way for our future generations, such as the establishment of youth groups like the Brandeis High School Barcadas Filipino Club, the new one, and the creation of the San Antonio chapter of the Filipino American National Historical Society. Now therefore, I, Ron NIRENBERG, Mayor of the City of San Antonio, in recognition thereof, do hereby proclaim October 2023 to be Filipino American History Month in San Antonio, Texas. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Magandang umaga at mabuhay. I'm really honored to be one of many of these amazing Filipino community members who stand before you today in honor of Filipino American History Month, something that's so vibrant and proud of our community. We're so honored again to be a part of this with you. I'm joined by so many groups that are here with us this morning. First and foremost, the Filipino American National Historical Society of San Antonio, the Philippine Women of America, the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Central Texas Region, San Antonio, Brandeis High School's Brandeis Barcada, a Filipino American High School organization, Trinity University's Filipino Student Association, UTSA Filipino Student Association, and also Malia Cesar. She is one of the first Filipinas women who played during Women's FIFA this past summer, and she's a student here at Trinity. So I really am honored to have everybody here in front of you, and I now yield my time to Myra with funds.
Thank you, Nicolette. We're here today because Filipino American National Historical Society, or FANS, created Filipino American History Month in 1991 and was the first to celebrate it a year later. We're here because of our hard work and years of lobbying as FANS and Filipino community for Filipino American History Month. In the words of the late Dr. Donna Balan, FANS National Scholar and Trustee, and also a personal friend of mine, we celebrate our history because our history is inclusive of heritage and culture, but it's also about the ways we have built and changed this nation. Our stories, political struggles, transformations, labor, migration, activism, impact of imperialism and war, victories, etc. Whereas heritage is more limited to what we pass down in terms of culture, tradition, and legacies. We made history. We helped build this nation. That's what this month is about. In San Antonio, while we celebrate Cesar Chavez Day widely, let us also celebrate Larry Itliong Day, as Manong Larry Itliong, along with Manong Philip Veracruz, started the 1965 Grape Strike and co-founded the United Farm Workers, along with Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta. My father, who stands here in front of us today, is a retired Filipino ambassador and also a career diplomat who was part of 0.4% who passed the foreign service exam, and also has dined with royalty in different countries. Yet he was also a seasonal farm worker in Delano in the 1960s, who lived in train cars without air conditioning during summer. These stories and so much more of our stories here today and our history needs to be known because we helped build this nation.
In behalf of the other organizations like the Philippine Nurses Association of San Antonio, the Organizations of Filipinos of Texas, Center for Filipino American Health, and all the others, I thank the Council for this proclamation today and for recognizing the contribution of Filipinos in San Antonio. We have also the communities aligning of Baguio and San Antonio, Texas, that had led both here, the signing here in San Antonio, and the signing of the Friendship City and Sister City Agreement in Baguio. So we recognize them as well. And all the other Filipino organizations that are represented today, thank you with all from the bottom of our heart for this recognition. Thank you.
And last but not least, I don't know if the Philippine Women of America are here, but again, remember, lean on us, the Filipino American community, the Filipino community, to help support you moving forward always. We're champions not only of San Antonio, but champions of this great state of Texas, because we are so much a part of this community alongside all of y'all. Thank you again to all the friends, family, allies, community members that came out to support us today. And thank you again for this time. Happy Filipino American History Month!
Thank you all very much. We do have a few comments that would like to be made. Andy, I walked in, and this is no offense to the Navy, but the Filipino community lined up way faster than the Navy did last week.
Mayor, I'm proud to say I served with many Filipinos while I was on the USS Berkeley, so they were outstanding shipmates, so great.
Well, it's an honor to have you here to recognize this important month for the Filipino American community. I do want to recognize our Baguio City relationship, which was just signed in July, and along on that delegation was Councilmember Rocha Garcia, who's the liaison to the Baguio City relationship. So I'll turn the floor over to her.
Thank you. Maligayang pagdating sa iyong bahay. I'm so proud to be representing you all for the City Council as your liaison. I was so excited to be able to be with you all in your beautiful, beautiful country. And I can't tell you how incredible that experience was. I felt welcome. I just felt like a part of the family, and I felt just like immediately adopted. And so I do want to mention that today I'm wearing something that was made by the Baguio women, and so I felt that it was appropriate today to wear that in the honor of your history. And I wanted to say thank you for going on that trip. Many of you were on there, and you all taught me about the strong military ties that I had no idea about, right? And so thank you for letting us know about your culture. Thank you also for helping me get a ride on that jeepney. I will forever treasure that, but more importantly, we have a picture of the mayor on a certain part of that jeepney, and so I was so worried he was going to fall, but he made it through. And then I want to thank the students at Brandeis. I was able to try your halo-halos, and they were so good. Like, you all have the recipe down to a science. But I do want to also give a shout out to Sari Sari Supper Club, who is in D4. Yeah. D4 restaurant, and the mayor and a group of us were just there on Sunday night, and you all just did a beautiful job again of showcasing a wonderful mix, I would say, with Chef Kirk as well. And so I'm so proud to say that San Antonio has these great restaurants that can work together to showcase both cultures. And again, just maraming salamat from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rocha Garcia. Councilmember Pelaez.
Congratulations! I'm delighted for you and to welcome to City Hall. I want to tell you just a little anecdote. You know, when the mayor and our city manager, Eric Walsh, and I were kids on our first year of Trinity University, the Trinity would call you and say, all right, we've matched you up with a roommate, right? And this was before the internet, before email or anything like that. Eric is much older than us, and so it might have been by a postal letter or something. But then you would get a call from your roommate, or you would call your roommate. And my roommate called me. His name was Alan Cuevas, and Alan said, "You have no idea how excited my family is that they've matched me up with another Filipino." And I said, "Well, no, I'm not a Filipino." And he says, "Of course you are. You're Manuel Pelaez." And I said, "No, I'm pretty sure I'm not a Filipino." And so then his mom called my mom and said, "Look, we're so excited that the two Filipino boys will be together and they'll take care of each other." And she was like, "No, we're pretty sure we're not Filipino." And that's when we learned that Pelaez is a pretty popular name in the Philippines, right? And so I was adopted by this Filipino family, and she taught me how to eat crispy pata and pancit pijon and the the sweet putos that everybody loves to eat over there. And we in my next life, I think I'm coming back as a Filipino, and I'll be standing up there with you. And so congratulations! I love it that you guys are here and that you brought this enthusiasm. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Councilmember Pelaez. Councilmember Aldrete Gavito.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much for being here this morning and sharing y'all's beautiful culture with us, and also sharing the important history and y'all's contributions to not only our city and our state, but to our community. I just wanted to quickly acknowledge all of y'all's efforts. I see so many familiar faces amongst you all, and thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilmember Aldrete Gavito. Councilmember Villagrán.
Thank you. Nicolette and I used to work together at Visit San Antonio, and she was a firecracker there. And I remember when I got elected, y'all were like, she still is. I remember when I got elected and she came in for, I don't think we called it Filipino. Okay. She came in and it was a crowd, and then she came in again and the crowd was a little bigger, and now you all are here, and next year I'm assuming this whole thing will be filled. So I just want to say that what I've learned over the past few years is that Filipino women work, and I want to thank their male allies that are standing here that give them the freedom to go and work. So when Nicolette says that we're here and we're ready to work for you, she means it. And you guys have done an amazing job in bringing awareness, in bringing the culture to the community, in amplifying your mayor. And I appreciate that, and I'm excited about this year, and I'm even more excited about next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Villagrán. Councilmember McKee Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor, and happy Filipino American History Month. I don't get to talk a lot about growing up, but I'm a military brat, of course, and I grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I went to Moanalua High School. And a lot of people don't know this, but there's a very, very, very large Filipino American population in Hawaii. And so going to a predominantly Asian Pacific Islander school, I was surrounded and filled with the warmth and the love of the Filipino community, and got to experience the culture, and especially the food and the fun that exists in your culture. And so what I want to take away from this Filipino American History Month is, what I would like to see is, I would like for our entire community to get to experience that warmth and that love. And I want you to walk away as well, knowing that us as a city council want to consistently find ways and collaborate with you on ways to empower your community, to give and to be all that you are. And I think that's all we can ask for, all we can ask for anyone. But I want to say once again, happy Filipino American History Month. It's so beautiful to see you all, and it feels a little bit like home. Love y'all, and happy Filipino American History Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McKee Rodriguez. Councilmember Cabello Haberda.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much for being here. I love to see the support. I'm so grateful for all the history of the Philippine community in San Antonio. And you mentioned here today for your father, this gentleman who worked in the fields and alongside a lot of Mexican Americans back then. And the two cultures are very intertwined. So thankful that you're here today. I also want to bring up a screening that's happening October 29th, Nurses Unseen. It's Our Lady of the Lake, put on by the Asian American Foundation, Philippine Women of America, Inc., and Gene Ortiz-Jones. The documentary explores the little-known history and humanity of the unsung Filipino nurses risking their lives on the front lines of the pandemic, thousands of miles away from home. I think it's also unknown that Filipino American nurses are the backbone of our U.S. health industry. So we thank you for being here today. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Cabello-Haverda. Sure, go ahead.
So on the 29th and 10:30 at Carver Branch Library, we're doing a film screening. We're playing the movies about the Delano Manos by Marissa Arroy and a short film about Philip Veracruz, another Delano Mano. That's October 29, also 10:30 at the Carver Branch Library.
Thank you, Councilmember Kaur.
I just want to quickly say that y'all's energy is so radiating today, and I love seeing the passion and the work that you do, Nicolette, for the whole Asian American community. Happy to be a little part of the representation on council.
Thank you, Councilmember Kaur. Councilmember White.
Yeah, I also want to say thanks for being here today. I love the energy. Y'all's culture is present really on all parts of the city, and it adds so much to San Antonio. So thank you so much.
Nicolette has reserves for everybody on the energy department, so thank you, Councilmember White. Councilmember Courage.
Yes, I too want to just congratulate all of you on the contribution you make to this city and to your own culture and the fellow members from the Filipino community, but the entire Asian community. I know that you all add so much. I have Filipino businesses in District 9, but as you heard the councilman say, you're across the city. And I know your contributions are very important. So I just wish you all continued success. And you know that this council supports you. You have needs in the city. Talk to your council member. We'll be there for you to support you, your businesses, and your community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Courage. Councilmember Castillo.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. It's always really exciting when I know you are going to be here, and especially Nicolette, you're amazing and phenomenal. And I just wanted to thank you all for the public education pieces, as Councilwoman Haverda cited, right, ensuring that the general public has access to these phenomenal documentaries and the storytelling. And just, it's always a treat when you all are here. Thank y'all. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Castillo. We're going to see you out. So thank you very much for bringing the entire Filipino community to City Hall today. With a few exceptions, please say hi to Colonel Cabana for us and thank him for all he does as well. So happy Filipino American History Month, y'all.
Thank you.